Layers of Fear Inheritance begins just as the main game did, reintroducing you to its increasingly decrepit mansion. Placed this time in the shoes of the mysterious painter's daughter, you have returned to your childhood home from which you barely escaped years prior. Deeply traumatized and haunted by memories and persistent fears, you've come to confront that which tormented you for so long. The setup is quite nice, but the execution leaves much to be desired. The Inheritance DLC ends up feeling a little lazy, especially after the original game earned itself a 10 out of 10 from me. You know, back when it first released. Like before, the gameplay is your typical walking simulator fare. You walk around, inspecting items and finding notes strewn all over the place. Whereas Layers of Fear kept a steady pace and had tons of effectively executed scares, Inheritance feels lackluster and all around cheap in comparison. Its biggest problem is that it simply isn't scary. The emphasis is certainly on the story this time around, but even it doesn't tell us anything new or especially worthwhile. Your dad was a prick. Yeah, we know. The music is as great as ever, and there are moments where the main game's inspired art style shines through. Primarily in flashbacks, actually. But there really isn't much here to enjoy. Personally, I was annoyed more often than not for one reason. Our nameless protagonist is pretty friggin' chatty this time, commenting on her surroundings, going off on angry tangents, and, worst of all, occasionally reacting to some pretty low-rent jump scares. These moments were cringeworthy, as you might expect. There are a couple of branching paths to extend the hour-and-a-half playtime, along with collectibles and the ever-important achievements and trophies, but this isn't a must-play by any means. Inheritance simply retreads a well-woven tale that never needed to be revisited, and kind of cheapens the experience in doing so. All in all, it gets a 5.0 out of 10. Inheritance is mediocre in nearly every regard, and the best bits are left over from Layers of Fear proper. It's true what they say. You can never really go home again.
Looking back, I don't think my father ever really wanted a child. It's no wonder I was never truly allowed to be one. No, what he wanted, above all things, was a successor. Someone to carry on
stop
his
whining.
legacy. Anything else?